Hello, everybody, and welcome to GCU Esports Purple Rain Playoffs. This was, of course, the first ever women's only Valorant League brought to you by GCU and powered by Rockstar. I am Micah, and this is Eli.
Yeah, I'm Eli, and here we are yet again back in Phoenix, Arizona, coming out from the GCU Esports Arena where we have a great setup. Just in general, be able to run great events like this, like you saw the Cactus League earlier. These past couple weeks, a couple weeks ago now, I believe 2 weekends ago.
Yes.
But being able to
Never
run
forget.
that, and then Purple Rain. Right now, obviously, where we are in playoffs and things are going to be getting pretty exciting here as we go into the GCU Northern Texas game today.
We just saw these two teams play, and I will admit, as GCU on the chest, North Texas did have a pretty decisive victory. And of course, we're also going to see them get to play against NT's team.
Yeah, and just being able to see the rematch and seeing what kind of adjustments GCU can make going into this next best of three series. Just looking forward to seeing what they have, what they've been working on, what they can get going into this best of three. We don't quite have the maps up yet.
Yes.
We will get them soon, but just as we go ahead, or just go ahead. I think a couple of the other matches are going to be, and by a couple I mean all four, are going to be getting played today.
Yes.
So that just a lot of exciting matches, and just being able to kick off playoffs and be able to go through this whole weekend of being able to just be consumed by Purple Rain Valorant is looking to be exciting.
Yes, starting all the way here at Thursday. Of course, so far the matches are still best of three, and who really knows if we're going to see a game three situation? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I feel like the further we get into this playoffs, it'll definitely be getting as competitive as possible. We might see an overtime or two. Going to be a lot of fun stuff, like you said, in this Purple Rain weekend. So we did just get word from the teams because, like we said, we usually get word what their maps are going to be, and GCU will be on the attacking point first on Breeze. I have noticed that North Texas does like to start on defense, and I think that's just to do with their confidence, not only in just the position, but just their confidence to win in general.
Yeah, I think like in general, just teams like playing on defense a lot of the time. It's kind of more intuitive than attack. Just as we've always gone in, or like whenever you're going into into a map, just finding ways to defend against an attack instead of just finding plays to try and burst out onto sites and things like that. It just takes a lot more. Not saying that each team is better or worse at it in general, but when it comes to defense, it can be kind of, if you have this lane, you just keep this lane and make sure no one comes up that lane and things like that. But GCU will also be starting on the attack, like since obviously Texas is starting on the defensive side. And just being able to see what they try and do, what kind of comps they'll bring in, and just in general, I'm excited to watch some Breeze. I haven't watched or casted Breeze in a long time.
I don't think we've seen a lot of it this series. We see a lot of we've seen a lot of Lotus, and a lot of Icebox, but not a lot of Breeze. So I did also the more classic maps, like I said. Anyways, what I wanted to get to is that we also got word that GCU will actually be attacking all three maps, which is an exact repeat of how they played the last time these two teams met. Like I said, it's definitely just North Texas's favorite position.
Yeah, for sure. And with GCU be playing on three full attacks, they are going to be able to set the tone on all of the maps. They'll have first say in how aggressive the map is going to get played out. That first half, they're going to see how many rounds they can have to pick up on the defensive side. And a lot of times, a lot of Valorant maps in general are mostly defensive sided. So just being able to see like, okay, this is the threshold. This is what we have to get done on the defensive side. We don't have to force anything necessarily and just try and get as many rounds on offense as they possibly can.
That's the thing. I remember last year a lot of these super dominant teams were as dominant as they were because they were also very aggressive. They were insistent on starting offense and just blowing through the earliest rounds as well as they can. That's why I thought it's really interesting that North Texas, I believe the only team to remain undefeated going into the playoffs, has consistently started with that defensive phase of choosing not to set the pace and instead kind of just to lock down the enemy's ability to.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, and I mean, if they always start on the defense, then maybe sometimes their compositions could be reflected in that way. You know,
Yeah.
maybe having like more of a defensive setup like double sentinel or things like that. Just in general, just being able to take full advantage that you know you're going to play a full 12 rounds of defense no matter what. Just being able to maybe exploit that a little bit as well. Agent selects.
Yeah, I do believe we. Speaking of, I do believe we're getting agent select right now. So I mean, let's transition to that. Oh,
Still here actually.
Did we
do a little dance?
Do a little jig. There it is.
Oh, it's still here.
Okay, we're getting there. Third time's the charm.
Yeah, it will be there. There we go.
All right, now Eli, break it down for me. What are these team comps looking like? What is optimal? I imagine that's not Lavender's final
we're
team comp.
replication.
Yeah.
So 5 yours.
Yeah.
Good luck, GCU. Teleport everywhere. But
they had the exact same thing last time, where they were just like sitting all on the same character, and I think it's because they were bugging out.
Yeah, it is possible, but you know, as we go into Breeze, it's going to be kind of standard from what Texas is bringing right now. Just kind of having the Viper, Sova, Jet, kind of 3 key components to a map like Breeze. The info that Sova can get can be really big, just in general. And then, you know, when you have such an open site like what the A site is for Breeze, as well as the B site, you know, it's a little less open than A, but overall, you're going to be wanting to have that Viper wall, that Viper orb in general to, you know, keep a nice smoke layer as you execute onto the sites, and Viper is just the best pick for that. Yeah. You can pick up the Harbor every here and there, but you know, Viper is just going to be that default pick that a lot of players are going to be bringing in.
Yeah, I do remember NT again going with a lot of those standard quote-unquote optimal team comps, with GCU Esports picking up a little bit of a less conventional one, but I mean keeping a lot of the same core aspects.
Yeah,
you see that trio again, you know.
For sure. And, you know, it just kind of shows the differences in the teams as well. Texas going for a little bit more of an aggressive route instead of picking up the Cypher and Gecko like GCU has. Texas has that Chamber and the Sky as well. Just 2 really aggressive players. Obviously, that Chamber is going to be trying to fight for a lot more control instead of just trying to, you know, huddle down or, just huddle down onto a site and try and keep it with like tripwires and cages like the Cypher will with GCU.
Yeah.
And just having the Gecko as well on Breeze could be good, you know, a lot of the time.
Especially starting offense, yeah.
Yeah, and just being able to use that wingman to try and get some plants down when a lot of the times your players will get spammed if you try and plant. It's a nice idea from GCU just going into here. And looks like this B hit is going to be pretty prevalent. All 5 players for GCU going to be set up here to try and rush onto the site.
North Texas, of course, not preparing for such a drastic read on the first round of the game. But yeah, it is ironic that given their track record to start on defense, they do play through a lot of heavy offensive beginnings of the round as they are already taking 2 picks. Wow.
Yeah, that's a nice move from Texas there as well. Serial Killer is going to get a bit of a response as she does take 1 away, and now
that's the unfortunate thing. I see a lot of times the responses to NT's play is a little bit too little too late. They didn't really get a trade. They kind of just pick up 1 pick after already losing 2. They were, of course, going to, they're all making a full rotate to A, yep.
Now just that 4v2 is going to have to come through. That Gecko getting the wingman plant, and both these players split up heavily. The 1v1 on the back line doesn't come away with a kill, but Smallow on the other side of the map does pick up 1, and now just a 3v2. Low HP for a lot of these players. The whiffs don't quite stay whiffs anymore, and now just a 1v3, and the Sova is going to find the last kill. And Texas, honestly, that initial fight over towards B was really, really well played by them overall.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of speaking of the devil and he shall appear. I was just talking about how North Texas plays it pretty hard and fast at the beginning of rounds. And, you know, a lot of times the casual pace of a Valorant match will be like, all right, you'd pick up the 2 and now it's a buy round. So Lavender will get 1 back and then, you know, kind of trade back and forth from there. Right. But a lot of the times I have seen North Texas just go 5 rounds straight. without even really wavering. And I'm wondering if we're going to see a similar pace to that. I will say we've seen Lavender. They started to get their footing towards the end there, but Honey was not quite able to close out that gunfight. He had to reload at just the wrong moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Texas is going to be getting aggressive yet again. The team flash to come in. It's not going to really amount to too much, but there's another one. And now no more flashes for this guy, but Texas not wearing away from the fight, trying to take these weaker weapons on at the long range. And now GCU just has to try and make their way back towards the middle of the map, and no kills will be found for either side, but GCU finally getting first blooded, and there's a lot of damage as well to go along with this bomb plant.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, they are already losing HP on essentially every member of the team. And again, using all of your flashes that early is going to make it pretty rough to clutch up this late game, especially as 2 more picks come out from North Texas. It is now a 5v1.
Good luck, Tiana. Gets one, though, for her troubles. And
yeah, hey, a trade is better than nothing, you know?
That's true. That's one rifle down.
You gotta get your money up before you get your funny up.
Exactly. That's a good way of putting that.
Yeah, so, like I said, taking a trade at least gives you some sort of advantage. You know?
Yeah. Now it looks like Texas
advantage is a strong word.
Yeah. A bit, a small.
Less of a detriment.
Yeah, that's probably a better way of saying it. And it looks like Texas is going to have a couple of Guardians and Bulldogs to go into this next round. It's going to be a brutal fight for GCU to try and stay in here and find a round win as the Chamber and Jet. And
like you said, it kind of is that intuitive play of North Texas kind of just shuts down every site right now.
Right. It looks like, oh, actually, Tiana.
Okay.
Does catch the first blood, does die for her troubles, and now GCU backing up a little bit. Not quite too certain as to where they want to end up for the rest of this round, and now slowly creeping back towards this B site. Only 2 players here. It's not too much resistance to be possibly found. And it looks like they found a good timing too, as both players for Texas have left the site. Now just have to play this back wall position. The Viper wall does come in and the wall goes up. This drone to try and counter a little bit, get up maybe a tag through the wall, and now the sprays as well through the wall. The wingman to get the plant down to 4v4 now, retake.
This is definitely the best position that GCU has been in when getting that plant down. It's just a matter of if they can clutch out this round 3. North Texas is definitely not relenting at all as they are about to go for a retake.
Yeah, and it looks like they're getting really aggressive here as this retake wall is super strong. Going to cut the site in half, and GCU kind of backed into a corner. Serial Killer, though, is going to find the first, and not going to find one as the Jet, but now 1v2, and now has to be the hero, but no, Serial Killer falls. And that's going to be a 4v4 going the way of North Texas, even with the weaker weapons, in just the nick of time, get that defuse.
Yeah, I kind of saw some rough spray and pray there where they were this close to closing out 1 or 2 picks, but kind of just caught in a 2v1. And like you said, now North Texas taking that 3rd round, it is going to look even better for them to roll over into the next, really.
Yeah, and that retake looked really, really good. I liked how they used the Viper wall, just being able to, cut the site, be able to take it piece by piece. I feel like a lot of the times when teams can't get the retake quite right, they can't figure it quite out. That's probably that should show you right there, that round, how Texas kind of just retook the site.
Yeah.
Slow, or not necessarily slowly, but piece by piece. Yeah. That's how you're going to want to take the retakes, and pretty aggressively getting that first blood onto Serial Killer. There are no more tripwires, so now GCU going to have to be watching their back as they go anywhere. The aggressive dash as well finds another 2 on the round so far, and all 3 players for GCU have to try and make it through this Viper's pit.
Yeah, from that vantage point, usually like a sitting duck, but was able to pick off 1, and Hakosuka didn't even turn to recognize their position. That's a
Yeah, and it looks like that backstab is going to come through. The Sova finds 1, finds 2, Bab to find the 3rd. And North Texas takes the 4th on this half.
Really dominant round, yeah.
Yeah, even with the Viper's Pit committed, it is going to find a lot of value. So GCU wasn't able to really take the space that they were given, or they weren't even really given any. Just having to push through a Viper's Pit, not quite ideal, but they're kind of forced into a rock and a hard place, having to either run through the Viper's pit and just hope something good happens, or just back up and pray they can win the fights when they get backstabbed like they did. Looks like a little bit different of a default from GCU, just trying to take a little bit of this A space, maybe even punish the mid players as Texas tries to take this space, and Flash catches nothing, but still, it is going to be Texas getting really aggressive, trying to get back on that wall, find some sort of angle, and the Gecko Wall even getting committed right now as GCU looking to make a split onto the site. The Gecko Wall not going to find any detains this time around, and actually both players from mid go ahead and fall. So now it's just going to be a 3v5, and GCU has a lot of work to do as one player out on the site, Hakosuka, there we go, finds two.
Yeah. Finding two is pretty big here, especially now that the spike is on deck. GCU, again, getting better at kind of even the player field before they make this plant. There we go. Serial Killer getting another on Bab. Ooh, Sage taking a nice trade there. So it is now a 2v2, but again, we do see one of North Texas' agents is pretty much on 1 HP at this point. So it's going to be a really tough time to retake it here, but I mean, we've seen them push through worse throughout this entire league, so...
Oh, wow, a nice shot.
Yep.
Oh, two nice shots from Texas.
Just like I said, they've pushed through worse, and there is a good reason why they are coming into this undefeated.
Yeah, and, you know, going into this next round, it is going to be a bit of a lighter buy for GCU, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, a couple of Guardians. Maybe not necessarily a light buy, but, you know, a couple of Bulldogs. They are going to have some Vandals, some Rifles. In general, actually, no, I guess maybe. I don't know. The buy's looking all over the place.
I was about to ask, what do you think would even be the way to save this econ if they want to start picking up some rounds without letting NT start to steamroll too much?
I'm not going to lie. I think if you're going to eco here, I think it might be a mistake just because of how big your loss bonus is. It just kind of gets to the point where it's like, okay, if you force, you're going to have enough for next round no matter what. If you win, you're going to get a little bit more. So it's like at that point, just buy the guns and try and get it done. But
yeah. Oh, and I mean, hey, maybe they will get a gun. That's a pretty early trade in the round, so.
Yeah. Hey. Normally, when you can find trades like that early in the round, does favor the attackers as less players to defend, more lanes does become prevalent as you go more into the mid round. But GCU not going to be looking to make it go to the mid round as they want to make it go right now. The site being taken, the bomb going down, but a kill already to come through for Texas. Make it 3, and now just Serial Killer alone in mid, but no defuse. Actually, the fuse will come through. The kill in mid does get found, and
yeah, Serial Killer getting gunned down by Lilac there really just had no chance. I mean, to go and take that 1v1 against Sage, stop that defuse.
Yeah, and it gets a little difficult, especially when you don't plant for mid. If all of your players on the site are gonna fall just kind of in just a moment's notice. Doesn't really bode well for the the post-plant hold, but you know, as we go into the timeout, it does look like GCU definitely needs to find some sort of footing as they keep getting onto these sites, and well, not necessarily always getting onto the sites, but
frequently.
If they do, it's normally at a disadvantage, or they're getting picked off and having the man disadvantage. Yeah. Just about within the first 5-10 seconds of every retake. Yeah,
like I've said, the rounds have started to look better for them, but still not good, where they'll be coming out with like, okay, now we're 3v4 rather than 2v5.
Yeah, exactly.
But it still just is too much of a deficit to really make up, and like I said, when they do start building that ground back, it's usually too little too late. Yeah. And NT has already divided the map into just various smaller and smaller lines of sight for them to just crush GC within.
Yeah, and I'm also liking from Texas the mid-control that they are taking. A lot of the times you'll see the Jet from Texas take that aggressive angle on the wall, just try and find whatever first blood they can find, and even just fighting in through elbow over towards B main, just trying to find any sort of aggression that they can. And right now it's working out for them. 10-0 at the top for the Texas Sova. And yeah, here comes that aggression yet again, but not going to be looking towards elbows. Tiana takes the first blood. The flash from the sky does leave a little bit of blindage.
Yeah.
But that trade back does come through. Honey is going to find
All right, again,
One
GCU
more.
maintaining a lead in picks right now. It's really important, but we're trading it back down, and just like that, NT kills the spike carrier. That is going to be really rough for GCU Lavender to have to pick that back up and make this plan. I mean, this round is looking rough.
Yeah, and it looks like Swallow.
Again, the moment it was looking good.
Yeah, exactly. Get that first blood and even find a couple of trades along the way, and now just all on Swallow to try and find some sort of hope. As the Vandal does get picked up, but the shots do not get found. As the fast swing out from the team does put an end to GCU's hope in that round. 7-0 now for North Texas, and the momentum is solidly on their side as well.
Yeah, momentum really is the name of the game sometimes, where it's like not only stuff like, you know, the guns that are being played out, or just really the adaptation, like GCU not really being able to catch up to North Texas's plays, and North Texas kind of already having figured out everything they need to do to shut GCU down. But also just a matter of mental at that point as well, where you're like, okay, we're 7 rounds in the can going into round 8.
Exactly.
We just took a timeout and had a not stellar round after that. So
yeah, and oh wow, just ripping the Sova's ult. The Hunter's Fury just does find the kill, and it is on the Swallow. So now the smokes are down for GCU, and this fight in mid is going to be terrifying. Lilac though,
okay,
find 3.
Yeah,
it is going to breathe some life back into GCU, and now that's almost an open B site, but a knife out.
Lilac just doing just as great a job as ever to pick that back up though.
Yeah, now a 2v2. North Texas does have a sight line onto the spike. GCU has to find a way to try and pick this back up. The aggression though from Texas is gonna put a stop to those plans. The Molly as well, and now the Hunter's Fury, a nice Hunter's Fury to try and get something done, but Lilac does find one. Tina to get the trade, and Tina now on for the ace. 1v1.
Yeah, Tiana versus AKO, these are definitely 2 stellar players that have to be stuck in this 1v1, so it really is a matter. Honestly, the clock is ticking too. The lot can happen in 30 seconds, but we got to see, first of all, how this plays out. I mean, pretty much the winner of this gunfight takes it all.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, there's
all right.
Tina.
Tiana with the ace. That was like jaws of defeat kind of stuff. Where it's like like I said, that was the opposite. Where it's like the round was looking rough, but Tiana picks up what, a triple kill right just like that.
Yeah, it works out. I mean, just
please don't report me.
She did find some really good kills, some solid kills. The 3, just kind of taking on Texas all on her own.
Oh yeah.
In that round, and having a nice play at the end there. Now it looks like GCU B worked out so well for them last time. They want to try it again, and yeah, there goes Tiana finding the first blood yet again, and it looks like Texas just trying to secure the B site now as the wall goes up for GCU. Oh, and this chamber ult could be the thorn in the side of GCU if they are able to find something, but no, Honey is going to put an end to that chamber ult.
Wow, before it even really gets off the ground.
Yeah. Not going to be finding any use, and I like this rotate as well.
I was about to call that out. We are seeing a full rotate today. Making a bit of noise, though. North Texas is already on their way to cover it, but I think they're going to be just a little bit too late and have to be forced for a retake here.
Yeah, and if they don't find any kills, it might be a save to be considered here for Texas, as 3 players still alive.
Yeah, 5v3 again. This is probably the best Lavender has started around with.
Yeah, definitely is the case. And
Block is oh, sorry, go ahead.
You're good. Texas looking to maybe take a stab at it anyways, as the first kill gets found, but no more. Now just a 1v4 on the flank. Finds one through the molly. Gross shot. Now Honey to break it up.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was going to mention. Is that the clock was ticking, and it was time for North Texas to ride or die, and unfortunately they died.
Yeah, that is true. Now though, GCU picking up a bit of that momentum that they've left on the table from the first 7 rounds, trying to make it, or make the aggression that Texas is showing kind of work at their disadvantage.
We have seen them kind of play like this, again, in their last match, especially during their game 1, where, again, North Texas went up a lot, but GCU Lavender started to pick up the pace, brought it to, I think, 5 rounds by the end of it. So it's going to be a big task to see if they can make that happen again, especially because I'm sure North Texas has kind of studied since then. And, of course, GCU is doing the same. But, like I said, North Texas, an undefeated team here, definitely a tough opponent.
Yeah, 100%. And it looks like GCU does not want to give up anything to Texas, trying to take this mid control that they've been fighting for a lot of the time. And it looks like 4 players ready to just try and take on any fight, but this chamber up, unnoted as of yet. Oh, just barely. Ooh. Doesn't quite find the timing. Thought there might have been a little bit of a peek to find that first blood, but there will be none. And it's now that Gecko ult rings out, and it is going to be an execute onto this B side. GCU is going to be having a big hit, but the trades come in 1 for 1, now 2 for 1. GCU picks up the man advantage and the Viper's Pit onto the site. Looks like it's going to be a really difficult retake here for Texas yet again.
Yeah, those trades have absolutely been a major part of why GCU is able to. Ooh! Okay.
Shot.
Yeah.
Oh my, and it looks like Texas finding a way back into it. 3v2 now. There is an operator out, though, for Texas, so they have to be wary of that, but now just a Viper's Pit.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually finds the Viper's Pit and the last noted, and oh my goodness, Texas is going to find the retake.
I don't know, I feel like Lavender might have had to play that last moment just a little bit slower rather than rushing into that 3v1 when the clock was ticking pretty far down.
Yeah.
But again, that's the other thing is they have 3 people to be able to defuse at that point, so it's kind of darned if you do, darned if you don't.
Right. I think the big swing in that round was definitely the mid pick onto Serial Killer, rather. Just kind of I don't think needed to try and make a play towards the mid tunnel. You know, could have just maybe stuck in mid, just felt out how the retake was going to go. But, you know, as played, goes for the run out onto site, does get picked for it. Can't put all the blame on her, but, you know, definitely could have been a big swing in that round.
GCU has definitely been favoring B, and it's kind of looking like they might be making a similar play here. Like you said in the last game, it's a lot more about just mid control in this early part of the round.
Yeah, 100%. The mid control is going to be mostly towards Texas, that operator, to show a lot of prevalence, finding that first blood, and now yet again, GCU with no smokes to be found in this half. A Viper's Pit in a main. Basically, their fate sealed to have to go towards this B site, and that's what it is looking like it's going to have to be. As 3 players are here trying to make something happen. No kills to be found. I'd stand corrected, though. Tiana is going to find that first blood, and now just trying to find some more entries onto the site, but no more will be found. Jelly to pick up 1. Serial Killer with the trade. Classic from mid, and now a 3v3 in another retake scenario, and Serial Killer might have a big flank here. Oh my goodness, but Viper doesn't see her. She doesn't see her. Just running behind. Lilac, though, does find her.
Okay.
That very odd.
That could have been very rough, very fast.
It could have been, and now Honey is going to find another kill. And Tiana to fall, and now just a 1v1.
Like I said, you got to play this a little slower.
Yeah, and it's not going to find the kill, as Texas takes yet another round in a very, very close 1v1.
I think consistently losing Viper Pit is a huge detriment to GCU Lavender. I feel like every other round, you are pretty much out of smoke for the rest of the round. And it's making it a lot harder to make those necessary pushes without losing a lot of your team.
Yeah, especially when you're on a light buy like GCU was there. You have the Spectres, you have a couple of classics. Just in general, not going to be able to do a whole lot. And it looks like Texas took a very big advantage from or very big, I guess, advantage from it. Finding the round is now 9-2. Texas has this operator yet again in mid. Gonna get aggressive with it though this time. No shot to be rang out, but it is gonna be, try and get a kill through mid, through the elbow. The flash is going to connect on a couple, and Texas was ready for this B hit. 4 players here and ready to try and take in the aggression. Smolo and Tiana, though, do not care. Find 2, and just 1 player left alone. Jelly on the site, 1 HP, and gets a kill no matter the health. And Honey gets traded 2v2 now, but no, Texas is going to find more.
What a bloodbath of a round, Eli.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely showing GCU that they are not afraid to get a retake on this B site. Even when they know that GCU has been trying to pound their way onto B site a lot of the time, it's been the site that's really been working for them. So just being able to stack in and have that read and just be ready to take in the aggression from GCU and have these big plays, these big hero plays to find 4-3, whatever it is, just huge for Texas in those defensive rounds.
It's difficult because on one hand, it definitely is the site that is working for them, but it's even considering that, it's only worked 2 out of 12 rounds. So I feel like playing into a bit of predictability at that point is going to get a little rough, where North Texas was really able to clutch up every single time on defense. Speaking of which, we are now switching with Lavender getting to play their fair share of defense with North Texas, I believe, only 3 rounds from a victory.
Yeah, and it is going to be a difficult half for GCU. A lot of the time when you go down this early, 10-2, it can be kind of difficult mentally to try and pick yourselves up and try and find a way back into it, especially with North Texas, a team that's very aggressive, will just get in your face and try and find these kills. But Smalo won't be having any of it this round as she picks up the first blood. And now just a 4v5 retake. Man advantage for GCU. It is going to be a little slow. Because now, actually the fight gets found, and 2 fights actually go the way of Texas. As now GCU just has to try and find some more kills, but none more to be found. Lilac to find yet another on the round. 1 HP. Honey is going to find another trade, and now things a little bit slower, but no, actually the fights just come out. Serial Killer to drop as well, and now just a 1v3. So difficult, the concuss to come through, but it does not matter. The final kill to go towards the Texas Viper as the round gets sealed and delivered to Texas.
Yeah. Signed, sealed, delivered. The classic phrase as North Texas is ever closer to that match point. It is looking really tough for GCU.
Yeah, and I don't think this aggression is ever going to let up by Texas.
Yeah.
You know, they're just going to be 5-manning it down wherever they can. Just try and get this map going and try and get no momentum to go for GCU, especially when you go into the next map. One of the big things when you have such a big or like such a lead is just trying to make sure that the other team can't find some sort of momentum as they go into the next half. And it looks like
I mean, yeah, that's what works in their gunfights. Why not repeat it every time?
Exactly, and it looks like Serial Killer going to be alone on the site and no kills to be found, instantly picked apart. In the long range shown off from Texas is now that last fight to be found, to be confirmed by Jelly.
A lawless round from North Texas, just mown down one after another with pretty much surgical precision. Now on match point.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things for Breeze, especially when you go into these eco rounds. You know, obviously when you're on the eco, you have such short range weaponry, and on a map like Breeze where it's so super open and there are a lot of long angles just in general, you're not going to be having. You're going to have a much bigger disadvantage as if you were on split, per se. You know, you can get really close up in people's faces just in general, you know, like through vents, through Be Heaven. But now on Breeze, it's like, all right, you have a 40-meter fight at the Classic. Good luck. You're against a Guardian. You're just going to get 2-tapped.
I say it's a gun difference at that point, Yeah,
big gun diff. It's just so much so much more prevalent on this map.
Yeah. And again, GCU's calling in the timeout because, I mean, when else are they going to use it? It's always a moment to strategize, try and recuperate your mental. Honestly, maybe less for this round, maybe less for this game and going into the next game because they already know their map. It's honestly, it would be a good time to start planning out how they're trying to play the rest of this set because so far as I'm concerned, it looks like an NT lockdown. Yeah,
and you know, like I was saying in the last round, it's basically just going to be up to GCU to try and find some sort of footing if they want a better chance in the next map, you know. Just finding a couple more round wins here, maybe even making it a more respectable game, like maybe a 12-6, 12-5 even.
That's a lot of what we saw last time they played,
Yeah. Just being able to like show yourselves that you can find those kills, find those fights, and there's the jet diff is going to come through for GCU on this first blood. Honey had her knife out, not going to get punished for it this time around, and Lilac.
She has been clutching up in a lot of those closed quarters gunfights. So, I mean, not surprised to see it.
Very true. And trademark destroyed, and looks like Texas gonna be backed up a little bit. Not too much map control to be had. Gonna have to take a lot of the time on this clock to try and figure out where they can go safely, and it looks like that answer might be A. The bomb is gonna be going up through mid alone though, so maybe a little difficult for this round to fall into Texas's hands. GCU in a really good spot with also a nice read. A lot of these players ready for an 8 hit and a big aggression.
Yeah.
Just in general. And
both teams pretty much just playing it slow and steady at this point. As NT, the last thing NT wants to do is take a big gunfight and lose the spike right now. So.
Right.
All right. Getting themselves ready for a bomb plant. GCU Lavender already on the case. Oh.
Oh, and aggressive.
Yeah.
Trying to get it going, and Tiana is going to find another kill. The bomb plant not going to go down. Tiana to find those kills. And it almost looked disastrous for GCU with Texas finding that blood and just being able to make it a 3v3. But overall, GCU able to win the gunfights, able to make sure they can secure that round. And there's a bit of a momentum switch.
I mean, hey, moving the match from 12-2 to 12-3. Tiana showing why she's the founder of this whole event.
Yeah, it's very true. Now is going to be yet another map point for Texas, and it looks like they want to get aggressive yet again. The dash to be activated, and I like this from Serial Killer, waiting a little bit to put that tripwire out, but this time around is going to die for her troubles, and now GCU yet again in a disadvantage on the round. The retake going to have to be swift, going to have to be brutal, but oh man, the Viper's Pit as well for Texas. It's going to make this such a difficult round to win. Oh, but a nice kill, a nice start.
Yeah, very nice response there.
The aggressiveness also doesn't get called out. And now, oh wow, a couple of kills from Texas are going to secure them the round. The retake does not come through, and that's a 13-3 victory for Texas in a pretty dominant fashion.
Like I was saying, it was looking like an NT lockdown a couple rounds before that victory, and I mean, hey, even after picking up another round, that still ended up being the case.
Right.
NT, again, pretty much keeping up the pace they've shown all season with almost every matchup, and, you know, trying to make a repeat of just a couple weeks ago when they played GCU. So.
Yeah. And, you know, right now we are going to go to a couple of replays here for the last map, just being able to see some of the big highlights that were shown in that map right before we go to break. So
maintaining a lead in picks right now, it's really important, but we're trading it back down and
take a stab at it anyways as the first kill gets found, but no more. Trying to get it going, and Tiana.
Maintaining a lead in picks right now, it's really important, but we're trading it back.
Be kind of the deciding factors for just Texas in general, and how they were able to find such a big victory over GCU.
Just consistently taking pick after pick right when it counts.
Yeah. Just the aggressiveness.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing how aggressive they do get in the second map. But as for now, we are going to go to a break. Don't go anywhere, though, as we come back with another action-packed map. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Welcome, everybody.
Woo! Map 2. We're going in to a bind. Not quite going into draft right now. Actually, we are going into draft right now. My mistake is right now.
April Fool's already passed, but we got you late.
That's very true. As here we go now into map number 2, bind.
Yep.
And it looks like pretty standard stuff.
I was about to ask, what do you have to say about this map as compared to, just any other? I know game 3 we're going to Ascent. There's not as much to say about that,
Yeah, that's true. Here come.
Yeah.
No, but you can do some somewhat creative stuff on Bind, but a lot of the time it's just gonna be that raise entry, the Viper Brim combo I feel like is so strong that it's hard not to play it a lot of the time, but it could be the case in general. Could sub out the raise for the Yoru. I do like the Yoru over like a Cypher in this case, especially because like the Viper acts as your Sentinel, even though they're marked as a controller. It's kind of just a Sentinel, but it is what it is. We go in for GCU not having a Viper also is a little interesting, a little different in just overall. Bringing in that double initiator that was pretty prevalent back when Sky got first introduced to Valorant. It was a lot of Sova, Sky, Brimstone, Viper, Raze. That was kind of like the normal comp that you'd see a lot of the time, especially because Sova never like ceased being very good on this map, but definitely dropped into like the B, C tier, I'd say, for this map. But still very good.
Yeah.
Or Bind. There are worse choices.
Yeah,
that's true.
There are worse choices.
You could just be playing Deadlock for no reason.
Yeah. I was like, it's not always the biggest phrase you want to hear. But it's the best phrase of, well, you could be doing worse.
It's true. It's not
But
wrong.
it is true.
Yeah. It looks like GCU also has the Killjoy. Didn't really touch on that too much. Could be.
I was actually going to ask about that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play a Cypher or a Killjoy, I think either is fine. It just kind of depends on the play style as to how you will play it. And it looks like Tex... All right, not even getting a shot off, but now getting aggressive as the flash comes in. And the kill as well. And now the trade also to come in from Serial Killer. Serial Killer getting 2. And Texas now with the man disadvantage.
Sorry, I was kind of just almost confused for a moment for the sudden pick up and pace before complete dead stop of okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's those weird observer visual glitches that happen.
That's what I thought. I was like, are they lagging?
Right. Oh wow, Texas has such a fast flanker. I didn't even notice it. That Gilly and Lilac are gonna find a couple of kills.
Wow.
For Texas, gonna find the other 2. And Texas just turns a bad situation into a win out of nowhere.
Yeah. Completely flipping the narrative on its head there. I saw it was just funny because I saw a really good nade there too. I was like, oh, maybe GCU can pull this through, and I'm like, nope, bam, bam, bam.
It's true. Looks like Texas ready to play. The fast flank had to have come through. Raze and Brimstone making that fast read. Just being able to get right behind GCU, and they did it so fast that you didn't even really recognize that it was going to come through. As well as that flank watch. That is one of the downsides to a Killjoy. Is the flank watch is going to be really difficult. Like obviously you have the turret and the Killjoy bot.
Yeah.
But you have to be in a certain range, and on a map like this, it's going to be hard to have that range, kind of set the entire time.
Yeah. All right, seeing a little tripwire there. It is looking like GCU is favoring B about as much as they just were. So, it's more so a matter of being able to push in through these smokes.
Yeah, and Stone Smokes also getting used right now, and GCU gonna have to basically go right after this Viper wall goes down. Jelly, though, on the flank yet again. Finds Serial Killer, and even finds Tiana for another, and this Stinger is gonna be putting in a lot of work, though. Yeah, there's the third to be found. The teleport away won't do too much.
Just like that, a 5v1, NT pushing for a flawless round. And they find it.
Yeah, and that's just another way to set the pace, again, for Texas. Finding these fast flank plays and be able to capitalize on them, finding the kills, finding the space that they are given. Because now GCU might have to consider maybe working the map a little bit more, trying to find these flanks and just punish Texas for the aggression, like they were kind of doing in the mid-half of the first half on their attack side. Now the round soon to begin. Texas does not seem like they were going to let up on this aggression.
Oh, yeah.
Flash in the market. And the kill from Jelly to Sager, putting in work. A nice brimstone smoke as well is going to cut off.
Already just blowing past any GCU attempt to push here. Just completely back into the corner, practically spawn camping.
Yeah, basically are, and now it is going to be on Jelly to try and find some more, and find some more she does. Here comes the party. The kill from the ult does not come through, though. Honey has something to say about it. It's now GCU, man disadvantage, is going to have to try and get onto this A site, and it looks like Texas might be ready for this push for bad.
That's what I wanted to mention. Is I think NT kind of already read the push back to A, so they just peeled right off after taking a couple picks, and GCU Lavender kind of just has to follow suit because a rotate to B is just not looking feasible at this point, especially as it is now a 2v2, 2v1 with Lavender really on the back foot, practically 1 HP with Tiana here. Just looking very difficult for to make this A side. What's up?
Yeah, to the spike, has to go get the spike too. 1 HP.
Yeah.
With Texas having their eyes on it, 2 players ready to swing at a moment's notice. Oh, the knife comes out, and Tiana finds the 1, but not the 2nd.
Oof.
Thought that maybe found the perfect timing, but
I'm glad you pointed that out, because I usually love to mention, oh, spike's down, your life just got way harder, and I was like, I almost completely did not even notice just how impossible that round was looking, even though it was a simple 2v1.
Yeah. I honestly thought for a second that Tiana had the bomb and she was just gonna be able to slip
right
through B and call it good, but no.
I was like, hey, there she is, and I was like, she's gonna plant it right now. I was like, wait, no.
Oh, perfect. Woo.
The day is saved.
Now it is gonna be coming down to looks like just a B rush and a heavy eco for GCU, just trying to find the death ball kill. A little bit of damage to be found, but no kills from that.
I think NT just has a really strong read on GCU's plays so far.
Yeah, definitely feels that way, and NT looking like they're ready to take on this big hit. Now the cages go through the smokes. No shots to be found. Actually, a couple. It is a little bit of a weird observer glitch. These shots are coming out.
Our apologies.
Should be 1v3.
This is. It's definitely not some kind of armistice day. There's definitely no ceasefire going on. There it goes. Okay, NT pulling out eventually. Kind of what I expected from there. I mean, you were talking a lot about their aggression and all of that aggressive play, and I think we have seen that play out tenfold in this round where, again, they've had a pretty good read on where GCU likes to go and kind of just running right up the choke point and just gunning them down.
Yeah, especially when Texas has kind of been taking this long control and just being able to find if GCU wants to get super aggressive towards B. A lot of the time you'll hear the players running up through B fountain right off the barrier if it is going to be somewhat of a fast hit towards B. So just finding the aggression and being able to play off it pretty easily is going to be the name of the game for Texas on this defensive side.
Viper on smoke's already fading away here, so.
And it looks really slow now. Grand Canyon, a lot of space taken over towards B.
So
They have full hookah.
So no one's got the spike on deck right now. Nice, taking out Jelly.
Yeah, and that's how you have to take in that aggression too.
Yeah.
Nicely played early round from GCU. Now it just kind of comes down to if they can execute onto these sites and find a way to take and plant the bomb. I don't believe a bomb plant has been found at all yet, as the first does fall on the site, but not for nothing, as a couple of kills come in for Lilac. And now, not gonna find one. Smallow is gonna find the kill, and now a 3v2. Lilac finding yet another, and the Brimstone ult. It's going to cut off both of these GCU players, and now
just really just biding their time at that point. Although GCU is rotating quickly to B. Oh, though it is now going to be a 2v1 again. Tiana all by her lonesome. Going to have to plant on B here. Going to have to hope that she can pull out and just lock this down before a retake happens. But it is looking like that is going to be the case as Lilac is already taking the pick. And that defuse is going to be pretty much no trouble at all.
Yeah, and I like the way that Tiana played that 1v2, just finding the 1v1, making a great angle change, and just almost finding the second, but not quite. Lilac on this round.
Yeah.
Just going to be the playmaker and just finding the round for her on a... I don't even know how she got you there before. It just felt impossible to find a couple, and she's just stuck in U-Haul, rather.
Yeah.
Just has to basically pull out a miracle, and a miracle she does fine.
Tiana has definitely done that for both games now, of just pulling out some really clutch kills exactly when the team needs it. To the point of that we saw her joke in the chat earlier, like, please don't report me.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, again, kind of just leaving that spike down. Probably a pretty good play at this point. You definitely don't want to just drop it in enemy territory and wind up in another situation like we saw a couple rounds ago.
Yeah, 100%. And definitely when we are going for GCU, how they have to make these adjustments, that is kind of what you want to do. But, you know, when you're swinging into the two people, it is going to be more difficult. As well, Jelly does find another kill, and that's the aggression that GCU is trying to find, trying to punish Texas for. But no punish will be found as Texas kind of taking free reign of the map wherever they please, finding nice fights.
Free reign is a very good way to put it, where we've kind of seen North Texas be able to just brazenly walk into wherever they want and know that GCU is going to be, and GCU just struggling to be able to punish them for it.
Yeah, definitely is the case. Is now it's just going to be kind of on Bab. Actually, though, Jelly is going to make the aggressive play and find a kill. She does. Lilac to get the finishing blow, and that's 6-0 for Texas.
Yeah. Again, walking right into that flawless round after a couple opportunities where they either got like flashed or just some kind of opening was created, but GCU just not quite able to execute on it. We are going to see a timeout. Maybe this is the exact topic they're going to discuss. And I think we have 4 ults on deck for Lavender as well, so I mean, we could see a big round coming up.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, it is kind of going to be, obviously I've been harping on this for a while on this map. You saw it in the round before previous when Tiana got into the 1v2. But, you know, GCU finding a way to, you know, find the flanks, the attempts at trying to make find the gaps in their attack, and just find some sort of impact from just getting behind GCU, Texas, I mean, getting behind GCU, and just finding those flank plays that, you know, if GCU can consistently punish them like they did 2 rounds ago, and find those kills, they can definitely just get right back into this game and find a couple of pretty free rounds, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. Free rounds is definitely what they're hoping for, especially as this timeout is coming to a close. And we're just going to have to see if they do make those adjustments that you keep recommending. I mean, hey, if you can notice it over and over again, I'm sure that the players on Team Lavender will start picking up on this, especially as... I don't know, it's actually looking kind of barren this round.
That might be the case. There is one other option, though, obviously, if you just, you know, have bare aggression on your offensive side and just try and make it so that the flank plays are irrelevant.
Yeah.
And just make it so you take the site as fast as humanly possible.
I feel like they've tried that once or twice, but then when it comes to bear down in the gunfights, NT kind of is just able to come out on top with those trades.
Right.
So... I don't know, it's a matter of wait and see as GCU is going to get that flash and just start to crawl towards a B approach. Again, with Sage kind of just blasting through the Viper wall, it is she is going to fight a pick. Wow. Again, just laying down that spray, just making it really hard for GCU to find an opening to dive in just yet. Honestly, at this point, after losing an agent, having their team still very separated, it is almost looking like they might eventually make a rotation, unless their teammates just come back to them, because right now they are kind of just sitting ducks, not being able to make it into the site right now. And North Texas has completely locked down, taking another pick on Tiana, thanks to Lilac. Like you said, a big playmaker for North Texas this round. Oh, Jelly just going into just mow down 2 of the other remaining agents. And it is now a 1v5. North Texas looking to take another flawless round, and there it is. because Serial Killer was pretty much forced to go in and dive and
Yeah.
try and retrieve that spike, and there was just no way that was going to happen.
Yeah, and it's just beautifully played by Texas yet again. Just being able to stop the initial aggression from GCU, from trying to, take the space, maybe even fake the B site, might have been the original idea. But, that spam kill just kind of puts Lavender stopped in their tracks. And then the nice double clear from Jelly and Lilac in Bathroom over towards the A site and being able to find the pick onto Tiana really kind of sealed that round. And that's just been kind of how Texas has been operating, They've just been able to find the single players out of line, not being able to be traded at all. And, if you're going to be playing like that, obviously you're going to have to find a couple of hero plays, and it looks like GCU looking to punish the orb pickup. Yet again, Smallow is going to find the first. That's going to be the Cypher as well for the B side, so GCU might be thinking about getting a couple kills. Lilac to get that trade, and now GCU still with the man advantage. Just one player on this B site. Obviously, they don't know it yet, but they are going into a great situation. The smokes to go down. The execute 2 come through. The flash will get a couple of players, but not all of them. One to go just on the site. Actually, random headshot over towards Octagon, and now things have slowed down. 2v2. The Killjoy ultimate is available for this post plant. It's going to be a difficult ask.
Yeah, especially getting mowed down already. The spike now needing to be reclaimed by Serial Killer, and it is looking like a 2v1, but she's going to have to try and force this 1v1 here with Akeo if she wants to find it. And there it is, just a nice headbang, and just trying to keep Lilac pinned down. Ooh, that ult is coming out, but again, there's 20 seconds left on the clock for her to pick up this spike and plant it. So,
the nice shots from Lilac.
Absolutely. Again, Lilac just continuing to be an MVP for the team, whereas Serial Killer comes close, but no cigar.
Yeah, and I mean, just Texas being able to find a way back into that round is crazy to me. The big hero play from the Sky on Texas to find 2 in a spot where, I mean, finding 1 is good, but finding 2 I feel like is normally impossible. Just being able to dissect the hit and be able to find the ones when you're the lone player on site, that's just a big, big play to have. And Texas looks like they're trying to capitalize on it, finding that Viper's Pit on the round. Might be planning to use it here. Very quiet.
Oh yeah, again, slow and steady. Lilac already getting met with a 2v1, but ooh, nice little just grenade launcher in there. Not really finding a pick yet, but definitely just laying down the suppressive fire that they're going to need to maybe make a little bit of a rotation there.
Yeah, and it looks like Hollow actually finds the first, finds the second as well, and that's how you're going to have to dissect.
Yeah, that's going to be really big, taking down the Viper.
Yeah, definitely. Bab, though, is going to find Serial Killer over towards short. GCU will take the B site. The teleport to come through as well, and now a great spot found by GCU. 4v3. A couple of ultimates as well to work with. Tiana is going to be alone, going to find a lot of damage, as well as her teammates. A lot of players on Texas very low, and here comes the party. Not going to find any kills, but now it is going to be Texas to be out. 1 found for the Sky, even another for Lilac. Now the man advantage towards Texas. Tiana to find another and get traded, but Texas still has 2 players up in a really difficult situation to try and find the kills, but
Smallow! Smallow with a very clutch round. There is no other word for it, really.
Yeah.
Especially just with how many times they were able to just get those 1-2s of just pick. Really just throughout this whole game, but especially in that round. Again, just some MVP behavior there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finally picking around for GC Lavender in this game.
Yeah, it's kind of been quiet throughout the series. Now finally finding her round to shine. Picks up 4 on the round. The nice lineup there as well. Is going to be the first for GCU and potential to maybe bring this half back little by little. Guardian and a Bulldog yet again in the hands of GCU, or a couple of GCU's players, and this Viper's Pit.
Ooh, yeah, I was like, Yeah, but that's got to be a little bit intimidating for Hakusuka there.
Yeah, let's just say the B site is no longer in service.
Yeah.
Especially with this sky and such
It's
a
like,
pushed up
no, thank you.
position.
You'd like to take the A site now, which
Yeah.
they really don't because, of course, us as casters can see how well North Texas is currently covering the lanes there.
Yeah, and it's a little odd to me how far up the Viper is playing for Texas. Maybe just being ready to play off their sky, be able to trade out, but I mean, in general, this is going to be such a, oh no, the trigger discipline. Well, only we'll find one. That's also the bomb down as well.
Yeah, I would say you're absolutely right. The shooter's playing super far up, but again, we have seen that aggression has served them super well. So though it's a risky play, once you execute it, it pays off dividends.
Oh boy, and GCU actually.
I know.
Oh, nice shot.
Okay, maybe I stand corrected, and this is a round where GCU Lavender manages to find those punishes.
Yeah, oh boy, it is going to be Lilac, the lone player on the site to try and make something happen. The drone to come through, and GCU is going to be taking this site. And now Bab and Lilac, there's the crossfire to find a couple of kills. Lilac with the second, and now 2v1.
Yeah, yet again.
Just Smalo all in her lonesome, not going to be able to find any kills. No bomb plant to be found.
Yeah, when you've got only, 5 seconds left on the clock, it's a 2v1, which your team has lost a couple times before, and you don't even have the spike, it's best to just not give up that pick for free.
Definitely the case.
She could have maybe taken a pick, but again, it would have been extremely hard to do that without trading.
Exactly. And it's even with her ult situation right now, not necessarily too important to get those kills.
Yeah.
So, just being able to save that Vandal into the next.
Yeah, Spike was down anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like a full save to be found for GCU, and they're going to have to make something work here.
So I wanted to ask is, what do you think is the motivation for the full save here when it's 9-1, the end of the half just approaching fast, really?
I would have liked more of a force, but at the end of the day, it's probably better to save and just make sure that your last round is going to be a full gun round, give you the best possible chance going in to the next round, just trying to find some sort of value instead of just trying to force up, have two pretty light rounds and not be able to find too much. And I mean, there's Lilac yet again, finding the Brimstone diff this time around. And it's going to be difficult for GCU to get onto this site yet again. Not very long-range guns. The smokes are down. Only really have a couple of ults to work with, and given the dynamic of the eco, I don't even think it would be worth it to try and use this Killjoy or the Sova ult in this round.
All right, yeah, Lavender making their crawl up to A. And like you said, they do have a couple ults on deck for both teams. That flash coming through, but nothing consequential yet off of it, except for really just a lot of noise as the gunfight begins and Lilac already takes up Tiana, searching for another two, and they find it.
On for the ace as well.
Ooh.
Flying through the air, Jelly just trying to give it to her, and yeah, Lilac is going to find the ace. And I even think that might have been the third Brimstone ult that she's had this half, by the way. So just racking up the kills, racking up just the, 19 and 2. Absolutely taking it to GCU this time or in this series.
Cause hey, what's losing one pick if you can pick up that ace? Yeah.
You're not wrong.
So Lilac really just the big player of this entire series.
Yeah. Been finding a lot of value, whether it was on the chamber last map or this time around the Brimstone, just being able to kind of be the anchor point. And it looks like Texas wants to end this one fast. The Braze ultimate coming in through short. And it is going to be a kill round, the first blood, and Texas are going to run GCU down here.
The floor is lava. North Texas by no means is playing around. They're already mowing down GCU Lavender one after another. This is a 5v2, looking for yet another flawless round, but GCU is trying their best to shut it down. Location revealed, and it is done. North Texas takes that round.
Yeah, and I mean, that's quite the way to end that half out, just giving GCU no opportunities to try and build up some sort of comeback in the slightest.
It's like a little flick on the forehead, you know?
Really
it's like
is.
a little, here's a message of where these last 2 rounds are going to go. But, of course, GCU holding out hope, definitely try and play more than just 2 rounds.
Right.
But, again, what I always say is that it is a tough sell to imagine that GCU Lavender swings an 11-1 deficit.
Especially with how dominant Texas has looked this entire series. It just kind of...
This entire league, really.
Honestly, just in general, they've looked so strong. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how UCSD and Texas play.
Oh, yeah.
At some point in the next upcoming, maybe if they cross paths, I imagine they will, but you know, can't say for certain. There are the upsets.
Anything can happen,
Exactly. Oh no, and it looks like the shorty play in through U-Haul is going to be quite disastrous as Smollo trying to take the fight up through there. A lot of bomb tapping, just trying to get GCU to get aggressive, try and make them make some sort of mistake, but GCU not going to fall for it as the flank even coming in from Tiana through short might rack up a couple of kills here, maybe even start off the retake, because there comes the first shots. Tiana is going to find the first, the shorty is going to put in the work, and Hakosuka to find 2. Now North Texas, man down, 3v2, gonna have to make some sort of miracle occur, the classic to be picked up. Now, and even the flank, actually, I didn't even notice that.
You're right about needing a miracle here, and again, as solid as these players have been playing, miracle workers they are not.
30 seconds left.
It is true, and such a odd spot for Bam now. Never to be expected, finding 2. And low HP, Tiana is going to find her second on the round.
Maybe they are miracle workers, Eli.
They might be. The bomb possibly to be taken down. The dart is going to give up the location of him. And now 1 HP. Going to have to make something work, but no. Tiana not going to have any of it. 3 on the round. And just trying to pull GCU out from the depths.
I never doubted.
Of course. Us personally, we would never doubt GCU.
Yeah, Valorant says clutch round. I say calculated and expected.
Yeah, of course. Of course. That's how it is sometimes.
All right, 11-2 though. Again, playing more than 3 rounds, exactly like I said. But hey, you never really know when that momentum's about to swing back to North Texas, because once it does, it might be for the last time tonight.
That is true. It's now... is going to be a bit of a force-up as well for Texas going into...
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, a bit of a disconnect. A bit of a tech pause.
First with bad ping yet again. Oh, just restarting because she had 300 ping. I think this actually happened in this exact matchup where... Actually, no, I think it might have been a different matchup, but one team was had just like terrible ping, and the other team had a storm in their area.
Like so purple rainstorm or like?
No, like a real world storm that was like putting out their internet.
My
so
mistake.
And so it was kind of like, okay, you know what? You want to play it out? And they're like, sure.
Just go for it. It's just the high ping effect.
Yeah.
See whose ping is worse and who gets the better.
Yeah, and then us trying to stream it, and our ping was down, so I was like.
And it's like that awkward thing where it's like the ping delay.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it anymore because it's kind of not. I haven't had to deal with it as much, but it's like your ping is so high that you're just swinging out from a corner, and you see them on your screen like a second or so before they see you on their screen.
Yeah.
It's just. I can't even think of the term. I should know it, but I can't think of it. It's like
I do know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
Ping delay.
I'm assured that they will be having that resolved any minute now,
Yeah, obviously the restart will come in a little bit sooner than I'd imagine something else would, like if a computer died.
Oh,
I don't think a computer died.
That's what I was going to remark on. I was like, I'm a bit of a boomer when it comes to tech, I can admit, which is ironic given all of, like, this job and my other field of study and all of that stuff like that. I was like, but, to my understanding, I was like, we got a bunch of supercomputers in there. What do you mean bad ping?
Yeah, it happens.
I don't get it at all.
Yeah, the internet can be Not
Lopes.
our friend sometimes. Let's just say it that way.
And I remember last time I joked, I was like, Lopes Wi-Fi. I was like, we're not on Lopes Wi-Fi. They have their own connection in there. So it's like,
Yeah. It is what it is. You know, it will get resolved here soon, I'm sure. And, you know, just looking forward to seeing what GCU could potentially get going.
I mean, yeah, they're shining a lot in the late game.
That is true. That is true. They did double their rounds.
Yeah.
So that's really good for them.
100% more rounds than last time. Or than right before then.
Yes, exactly.
Not than last time. They actually still have some catching up to do if they want to make it to last
That's
time.
true. I think it's one more round and then they'll.
And then they will be. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But again, we saw them have a little bit of a stronger performance last time they had this matchup, so we could still see them pull out 5 or 6 games.
That's true.
But like I said, seeing them pull out a map at this point is a tough sell.
Yeah, it definitely will be tough. Especially with what we saw right before we did go into break. A couple of stingers were bought up by Texas. You know, you're going to have the light shield, the full shield if you did get enough money. That's one of the benefits when you are on attack and you get that bomb down. Just being able to have that 300 credit boost as well as that loss bonus. It's not as significant, but, you know, loss bonus is a loss bonus. So just being able to, you know, be able to force up those gums, or gums, those gums, you know.
Gums?
Gums.
Oh, gums.
Just being able to force up those guns and be able to, you know, just kind of run it down, death ball your way through a site, even if they have better weapons. If you have a Stinger close range, I mean, might as well be Phantom.
It's bad news, yeah. I was like, but in good news, I do think we are about to get back, so
momentarily.
Maybe?
And there we are.
There it is. Okay, yeah.
We do go into round number 14. Yeah, a bit of a force up. There's that Stinger, the Asuna Stinger, if you will. A long time ago, that was his choice skin, not being able to...
Taking a lot of damage on that.
Yeah.
Actually, not really, but...
Aggression, the Stinger, not going to find any first bloods, but oh my goodness, crazy. Bit of Molly lineups there. The combos are going to find some kills. Honey, though, is going to delay that bomb plan. Not going to find any more, though.
There's some nice trigger discipline leading up to that, but just not able to get that last pick. And that would have been really crucial here, especially because Bab takes the 2v1 in another clutch round, moving North Texas to match point.
And getting the bomb down, just being able to the
time to spare.
Credits. Yeah, time to spare. And I mean, just such a big round to find. Just basically killing the momentum, killing everything that was going for GCU.
And I mean, hey, just look at the top KDAs for North Texas. 20-5, 16-8, 14-7. But especially Lilac there with the 25-4. It's just, it is looking extremely dominant on the side of North Texas. This is GCU's last chance to make a big wave here.
Yeah, the match point is going to be coming up.
And it looks like North Texas is just going to do a full push to A.
Yeah, and they're going to look to get really sneaky. 3 judges going to be holed up in U-Haul for sure. Oh, and Smollow might get caught out at the worst time. That judge to put in some work.
No.
Oh, no, and the CT push as well is going to make things difficult. At least gets the dink onto Texas player, and a couple of players hurt for Texas, but that judge is going to find even more value. That's 3 on the round for Jelly, on for the ace. As the bomb does go down.
The clock is ticking on a 5v2, and that is looking like North Texas is ready to close it out unless GCU Lavender can truly come back from the brink and clutch this round up.
Yeah, it looks definitely
Hakusuka and Tiana, I mean, they've been a dynamic duo for pulling out those big plays.
That is true. That is true. Finding one here would be surely one of the highlights of this map, is that clock ticking down ever so slightly. Not going to be able to do too much, though. Jelly to find 4, and the bomb ticks down.
Yeah.
No time to defuse, and that will be it for GCU. Falling into the loser's bracket, and Texas is going to be moving on to winter semifinals.
And more importantly, continuing their undefeated streak as we go further and further into GCU Esports Purple Rain. These playoffs are already shaping up to be pretty fire competition, especially considering some of the other matchups we have this week and just in the next following days.
Yeah, obviously we are going to be back here tomorrow for winners semifinals and both semifinals games. Before we go on that though, we do have a couple of replays to show, just like from the map before. A couple of the big plays. Right. Oh wow, Texas has such a fast flanker. I didn't even notice it. That Jelly and Lilac are going to find a couple of kills.
Wow.
More difficult as well.
Again, with Sage kind of just blasting through the right, like you said, a big playmaker for North Texas this round. Oh, Jelly just go.
One to go, just on the side. Actually,
Oh, wow.
Okay. In a really difficult situation to try and find the kills, but
Oh,
boy, and GCU actually.
I know.
Oh, nice shot.
Oh, really just a lot of noise as the gunfight begins and Lilac already takes up Tiana, searching for another two, and they find.
Such a odd spot for Bam now. Yeah, never to be expected. Honey, though, is going to delay that.
That would have been really crucial here, especially because Bab takes the 2
with a couple
clutches
just in general, and, you know, Texas finding the win off of the backs of those players.
Yeah. Again, showing why they were undefeated going into playoffs and will be continuing that undefeated streak from this day onward. Like you were mentioning, we are going to be back here streaming tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. So, I mean, we have a full weekend of Purple Rain, of course, presented by Rockstar Energy and brought to you by GCU Esports.
Saturday is going to be some of those winners finals, couple of those semifinals, winners finals, winners semifinals, losers finals, games like that, all coming
You found
up.
it.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, every game.
Yeah, at some point those games will be put up, will be getting played out.
Oh yeah.
On your screens on this live stream. I'm just excited to be able to go through and see who comes out on top.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is definitely going to be a real nail biter. Like you said, there is the undefeated Northern Texas, but there are a lot of other teams such as UCSD, who are still waiting on the horizon for that matchup with NT. So really, it's anyone's league at this point.
Yeah, it definitely is the case, and you know we're gonna go ahead and call it for this stream.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, you guys will be able to come and join us for the stream tomorrow. But until then, we have Texas as our victor, and we are going to be signing off. So thank you for supporting. Thank you for everything, and peace.
Peace.